Good morning. Today we will speak about lot number 212, which we have right here from our upcoming sale of Fine Asian Art on April 10 and 11, 2025. And this is, as you can see, an almost life-size bronze from India. And it's beautiful. It has a beautiful chocolate brown patina with some distinct areas of malachite here around the base, here and also along here and in the edges. Yeah? This is not fresh, this is ancient, so it has some weathering exposure already. And of course this is Parvati. It's a classic subject which started in the Chola dynasty 1,000 years ago, much simpler in these days, and then was continuously improved through Vijayanagara and then subsequent periods way into the 20th century, and is actually done still today. Yeah? This piece was acquired by private collectors who lived on the French Riviera in Nice, France. And it was acquired in the early to mid 1980s in Madras. It then, of course, went by descent, and the heirs stated that the parents had bought this as an antique bronze back in the day. And so we dated it 19th to first half of 20th century. We know that by provenance it must have an age of at least 50 years, but we think it's more like 100 years because the casting quality is very, very high. If you compare with later ones, they have much more of these casting flaws that you see here, because they don't worry so much these days to get all these patched and closed. Yeah, something that needs extra work, and you gotta do it, because when the bronze comes out of the foundry, it looks quite different than that, I can tell you. There's a lot of additional work being done. There's also here incision work, which is not from the original cast. This has been added after the casting was done. It's razor sharp, especially in these areas. So a lot of work was invested in this magnificent piece. And there's some comparisons around, which also help to date it. Yeah, we have one which is in the Calvé Museum in Avignon, which is dated as 18th century. And you can see, when you observe the patina of that example, that it is deeper than this one, so it's older by any means. Then there is one in the Ethnological Museum in Barcelona, which is dated 17th to 18th century, which has also a softer surface. So there's a different alloy that has been used, which is not as suitable for modern casting methods as this one. Yeah, so this is about 200 years earlier. The one in the Calvé Museum is probably 19th century, so it's maybe 50 or 100 years earlier. This one, probably something around 100 years old, has also already some patina from touching. We can see here the already shiny area. This is how bronze develops. If you touch it frequently, you also have it here on the nippers and some other areas where people typically touch the piece, and this is where the bronze surface changes. And of course not within a few years. This takes decades and sometimes centuries. This is a heavy cast, that's another thing. I think you can see now I measure around 6 foot, so you can see, or a little less maybe, 180 centimeters. So this is 152, yeah. You can see it's almost life size. And if I try to lift it, so it's really heavy. It's really, really heavy. We're probably talking about way over 100 kilos of massive, finely cast bronze. Yeah? That's what you're getting. And now comes the interesting part, because we put a quite reasonable price on this piece, I think. Yeah, we put 4,000 to 8,000 euros. Yeah? 4,000 euros, the starting price. There's no reserve. Yeah? So if you want a nice large bronze for an entry hall, something representative, here it is. A great catch if you can get it for the starting price. Even the estimate would be really reasonable. I think the ones that are done today that have this size are being sold in India for like $30,000 to $40,000. Yeah? So make no mistake, this is a really good price. Yeah, good luck in bidding.